Welcome back to another episode of Out of Bounds. My name's Danell Leyva. This is episode 15, and there was something in my head that I really wanted to talk about, but I can't quite remember what it was. Welcome back to another episode of Out of Bounds. Happy Halloween. It is October 31st. Yeah, it's October 31st. It's actually my birthday. It's actually when I'm recording this. October 30th is my birthday. This is when I'm recording. So happy birthday to me. Yeah. Pretend I added one of those celebratory tracks in the background. There is a knife in my head. I hope it looks okay. Today's episode, I kind of wanted to reminisce a little bit about everything that happened since my last birthday. And I have a couple notes down, so I'm going to be consulting those. But here we go. Since my last birthday, let's talk about everything that I've been through. First things first, what is happening? What is going on? Why are my notes not pulled up? Hey, excuse me. Can you show me the thing? Can you show me the thing? Well, the internet on my computer isn't working. First thing I got, though, was Kiki. Well, actually, I technically had Kiki at that point when I had my birthday last year. But it doesn't, I still count her because she actually made such a big difference in my life. Truthfully. She's obviously my emotional support animal because I need it. This is very painful. This is not comfortable at all. Having a knife through your head is not comfortable at all. Nor is it having a headband with a knife that looks like it's going through your head because it digs into my temples and I hate it. Anything for comedy, right? Why not? Actually, I want to talk to you about Kiki's adoption story because it's really nice. So I got her in LA. Technically not in LA. It was like an hour north of LA. And I for a while I had wanted to adopt a dog. Because Adopt Don't Shop, save a life. And so I was looking online, just looking for, especially black dogs, because not only black dogs, but black cats as well, normally have a lower rate of adoption, just because there's some sort of stigma against black animals. So I was looking online and I saw her face and I was like, this is it. This is the dog. I need this dog. And I looked up where she was, and she, like I said, she was like an hour away in like a foster home, something like that. I drove up with my ex at the time. And when we got there, she was like the youngest of the three. And she was the skinniest and the smallest. And she was kind of bullied by her brother and her sister. And you could tell that they were like very puppy, but they were like full from eating so much. And she was like all skinny, like over in the corner. And I was like, that's the one. That's the one I want. I need this one. And yeah, and I adopted her then. That happened in September, but I've had her obviously. But she's been such a big influence in my life. And there have been certain moments where she's certainly helped me through some really difficult times. So that's probably the biggest one of the biggest ones for sure. The other thing that happened was after my birthday around Thanksgiving, me and my good friend Max Soifer, we started a traveling gymnastics clinic that we were really proud of. We actually just came up with the whole idea, and we came up with the entire idea and then actually made the camp happen, or the clinic happen, just in 2 months. We started a business, we started up a website, did all the things that are necessary to make a successful business happen in just 2 months, including the first clinic. And it went really well. We were really happy with it. We had 30 kids our very first time ever, and it was wonderful. It was really great. And I miss Max because I haven't seen him. I got to see him, but we'll get to that in a second. But that clinic was really great. We had a lot of fun. And then after that, something rather uncomfortable happened, and only uncomfortable in retrospect. But what happened was, obviously I was dating somebody for 4.5 years, and I had, visions of the future. And on New Year's Eve, I may have asked her dad for her hand in marriage. Yeah, that happened. And he said yes. And everybody was crying. Yeah. And so what happened was the dad never really liked me, ever, especially in the beginning. Never liked me. I had to like really work my way up to getting him to like me. And then finally, after 4.5 years, got him to accept me at least. And then I asked for her hand in marriage. He said yes. He got teary-eyed. It was one of the only nice moments that we ever had. And then we broke up a couple months after that. So uncomfortable. But it was insane. I mean, we broke up. You know, I mentioned in a video. I think over here. Over here, I put like a little banner so you can like click on it. Don't do it now. Don't do it now. Finish this video and then go watch that one later. I explained kind of, you know, what happened and why we broke up in that video. After that, well, before she and I broke up, I started a new job, and it was going really great. You know, it was at the club gymnastics, and I was having a great time coaching some great kids. I actually went to like a competition, and it went like really well. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. You know, it was the first time I had ever been to a competition as like a coach. It felt really weird. I had an audition for like a really big commercial, and I got it. I was also in the middle of filming the short film version of a full-length movie that I was cast in. I was cast as one of the two leads, and it was my first movie that I had ever booked, and I was so excited about it. I was so happy. You know, we were doing the short film version of it so that we can send it to festivals, so then we can get like, you know, support behind it and stuff like that, and get some backing so that we can then film the full movie. And then we filmed on March 12th and March 13th, and then like the very next morning, not the very next morning, that same Monday, we were supposed to film the last 2 scenes of the short film, and then we would be done with it. And then the lockdown happened, and so we still have 2 scenes left to film. It was awesome, man. That experience for me, filming that, we were like, at one point we were filming it was like midnight. We were like in an alley, you know, we were like figuring out like the character and figuring out like what they were doing. And that's the moment that like, again, solidified for me, like, this is exactly what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. Obviously the commercial that I had booked didn't go into production because they were like, yeah, we're going to shoot it March 20th. And then everything shut down. And then I broke up with my ex in March as well. I got stuck in an apartment with my ex and her girlfriend, which again, I talked about in an earlier podcast. Then I drove across the country. I literally rented a car on Sunday, left at 10 a.m., drove across the country and got to Miami Wednesday at 10 a.m. I flew, and it was me and the homie Kiki, and we had a great time. I wish I would have taken a little bit more time to drive, but at the same time, I didn't really have very much money at that point, obviously. And I had rented a car because I actually don't have a car. So I had rented a car to take me across the country, and I didn't want them to charge me extra. So I was just like booking it. I had a really nice time. Got some nice pictures, nice videos. Kiki saw snow for the first time, and she really, really enjoyed herself. It was great. It was really nice. When I got to Miami, my mom, she was like, my hair was like the best it had ever been, in my opinion. I was like, yes, I was so happy. It was like the longest it had ever been. And I had it. There's an episode, there's a podcast episode where I had it up in a ponytail for the first time ever. By the way, I still have all of this stuff on my face. The teeth, the knife, so uncomfortable, but whatever. It's Halloween, so, you know, gotta commit. What was I talking about? My hair. Oh, sorry. So my hair was nice, and it was long, and it was like luscious. And my mom, she convinced me. She was like, "Hey, so I want to do this thing. It'll like make your hair like softer and like smoother." And I was like, "You know what? No, thank you, but no, because I'm actually really happy with it." And she's like, "Yeah." 5 days of her constant berating finally convinced me. All right, yes, fine, yes, do the thing, whatever. And while she is doing the thing, she's like putting stuff in my hair. She's like, "This relaxer is going to be great for your hair." And I said, "I'm sorry, this what is going to be good for my hair?" She's like, "Yeah, the relaxer is going to be great." This happened. Or rather, this side. I like this side better. This happened. Disgusting. Disgusting! I feel like I'm going to slobber all over the place at some point because of these fake teeth in my teeth. I had to shave my head, obviously, because of that. And so here I am, shaved head. At least I got some funny pictures though. Like this one. That one's, yeah. The fuck was that? What else did I do? Oh, I built a fence. Sorry, that was loud. Oh, I built a fence. First time I had ever done anything like that. Came out actually really well. It's super sturdy. Surprised myself. Strong. I don't know. I'm sorry. Such a goof. Such a goof. Why did I even say, who cares? Who cares? I built a fence. Great. Don't even have a video of it. Can't even show you. Sit dumb. What else did I do? Oh, hang on a second. One of the most important things in March, late March, maybe early April, I started this podcast that we're all on. Then I took a hiatus when I got to Miami. I took a hiatus for like 4 months, but we're back. But yeah, so I took that hiatus, that was because of the whole, similar to this one. I think I speak about it in this one. It was necessary. A lot of mental health that I needed to process and go through. And I had just gone through a really bad breakup, It wasn't really bad. It was just very significant. I just asked for a hand in marriage and then we broke up. Like, bam, bam, right away. Ugh. But then I came back. I started up again. I met some really phenomenal people. I got to travel to Seattle for a camp where I saw Jake Dalton and John Horton, and I hadn't seen them in a really long time. So that was really nice. We had some very, very nice conversations that I was genuinely terrified of having. I was so anxious before I got there. I was very anxious to have these conversations with them. But it was nice. It was actually nice. And it was nice because it was even though we had differing opinions and even though we didn't exactly agree on certain things, we were very cordial. These fucking teeth. We were very cordial about everything. We at least listened to the other person's point of view and we asked them questions and gave our own point of view. And honestly, that's like the most that you can ask for. There are, of course, certain situations where there's like people that you just like, I don't even want to begin this conversation with you because it's going to end poorly. And that's what I thought was going to happen, but I was pleasantly surprised that the opposite happened. What else happened? Oh, that's why I brought that up. I brought that up because I was in Seattle and then I met my producer and my good friend, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. She's great. She's really wonderful. Honestly, she really is. She keeps me in line. She helps me with all my content. She's honestly the reason why this podcast has gone from like doing really not so great to doing better. It's better. Hey, it's better. It started off and it was not great. And now it's fine. It's getting there. What else? Why did I bring that up? Oh yeah. I went to Texas. I went to a camp in Texas in it's not exactly Austin and it's not San Antonio. It's called New Braunfels. And it was really nice. Met some cool people. This year I actually met like a lot of really cool people. Interestingly enough, right? In the year where we were all like locked down and can't really do anything, I was fortunate enough to have some work. It was terrifying. Traveling was absolutely terrifying. And in the beginning, it was nice. People were considerate. There was barely anyone traveling. And I was like, wow, this is great. I could definitely live like this forever. And then that lasted about a week. And then people went back to just being a bunch of a-holes. But I met some really nice people. And I coached some really cool people. Got to coach some really great girls in Texas. I went back to both Seattle and Texas like 3 times each. The last time I went to Texas, which was very recently, was an amazing experience because I did something that I had never done before, that I had always wanted to do, which was go skydiving. Look at me in a plane, giving you a beautiful thumbs up. And then this picture is so nice. I love this picture because honestly, it completely encapsulates my experience. Just so much joy. So much joy. So I had to cross that off my bucket list, but then I wrote it down again like 8,000 more times because that's how many more times I want to do it because, oh my God, so good. Why am I talking like this? Why are you watching this podcast? I'm kidding. It's great. I love it. It's going great. This is a good episode. Happy birthday to me. I went to go see a really good friend of mine in Las Vegas, actually, at one point. Hi, Mon. We had a really great time. We didn't even do anything. We just hung out. And it was so perfect. It was just like a perfect getaway where we did nothing. And we were just in each other's like company, and we like watched Avatar and just did nothing. I hung out with their dogs. So fun. What else did I do? Oh, I started a movie club with my friend Sarah. She's my producer, but when we're at movie club, she takes that hat off and then we're just friends. But a movie club, it's like a book club, but it's better. Yeah. And I choose all the movies, so it's great. I'm kidding. I choose 90% of the movies. She's chosen like 2 of them. In my defense, though, I'm like, hey, what movie? And she's like, And then I'm like, how about this one? She's like, yeah, okay. So that's on you, pal. Figure it out. Why is this still in my head? This is very painful. Oh, I taught myself how to use like Premiere and Photoshop, which is why I can make good thumbnails. This thumbnail is good. Not gonna lie. I'm really proud of this thumbnail. This is a great thumbnail. High five to me, because great job, man. Definitely getting better each time. I'm actually really happy. I love learning things like that, like Premiere and Photoshop. It's awesome. It keeps me creative, and I love figuring things out, you know? What else? I just looked at my list and I forgot already. Oh, yeah. Oh, one thing that was really cool that happened, I had that like IG live date thing with Serena Kerrigan. So fun. She was so funny. It was great. We had a lot of fun. Honestly, it was great. And her producer and I, we had a great time. Yeah, we spoke a lot. She's a great person. I didn't make it to the final second date or whatever, but whatever. We made people laugh. That's what was important. ¿Ah? Dime.
¿Vas a comer?
Sí, en como 20 minutos. And yeah, and so she was great. So I would love to like do something with her, like some sort of collaboration, anything, because she was so funny, and she's quick too, you know? She's super witty. She's awesome. She was great. Something else happened. Something kind of big happened. Like, oh, yeah. I kind of came out on Twitter. Yeah. Thanks for that breath out, Kiki. That's exactly how I felt. It was a big deal. It was a really big deal. Interestingly enough, I was planning on doing that in June for Pride Month, but then so many much more important things were happening that I was like, I could take a backseat. I have no problem. I'm not important. I decided for National Coming Out Day. Sarah, my producer, was actually one that she was like, hey, like you're such a big advocate for, you know, LGBTQ rights and all that stuff. You should post something about National Coming Out Day. And I was like, oh, I should. I actually know what I'm going to post. And then I wrote out the Twitter thread before I posted it. And I sent it to her and to my friend Mon that I mentioned and my best friend Tommy from LA. And like all 3 of them had like the exact same reaction. Mon called me in tears, basically. Sarah called me and she was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you sure this is what you want to do?" And I was like, "I think so." And then Tommy just had the most wonderful, beautiful message. And I love you a lot and I miss you a lot, my dude. Can't wait to be back in LA and give you a big bear hug and a big old kiss on the cheek. I miss you, man. But that was a big deal. And it's terrifying. It really is. Coming out is absolutely terrifying because you don't know what people are how they're gonna react. And I've had some really, really positive and wonderful messages and stuff like that. And then things that I never would have imagined, you know, like I have people messaging me telling me how I gave them the strength to like come out. And I almost honestly can't even talk about it because I'm about to get really emotional about it because that's not at all what I didn't expect any of that. I didn't expect it at all. I wanted to do it to help normalize the situation of people's sexual orientation and things like that. And because it's still so stigmatized even today in 2020. And so if we have more people that have a bigger platform than I do coming out and hopefully setting an example, it'll just make it more normal, right? And like I said in an interview, you know, it should be as irrelevant as are you right or left-handed? You know, it's just like it's just something about you. Like, oh, that's cool. Oh, you're left-handed. That's really interesting. I'm right-handed. That's cool. Oh, you're bi? Hey, that's cool. I'm a lesbian, or I'm pan, or I'm straight. Okay. But to have people like really messaging me and telling me that I was the reason why, like, they got the strength and courage to like come out, like, don't do it. Don't do it, you son of a bitch. Don't you cry. Thank you, honestly, is all I have to say about that. I really appreciate it a lot. And I think I'm pretty caught up, honestly. Let me check my notes. I built the dresser. Sorry, that shift change just really, you know? Yeah. But, you know, moving forward now, I'm turning 29 years old. My mom was 29 when she got to this country. She was 29 when she moved from a country to a brand new country she knew nothing about. She didn't know the language. She had a little boy that was 2 years old and a daughter that was 12. She just did it, dude. And I can only imagine doing it now. Like, I mean, with the state of this country, depending on how next week goes, I might have to do that myself, honestly. But moving forward, you know, I like to. You know what? I'm actually really curious because what for you? What has been the biggest shift change for you as far as how you see your own goals and dreams? Like, how do you view your own future? For me, it's still, I know exactly what I want to be doing. I want to be acting and directing and writing for the rest of my life, literally. The only thing that has changed has been that the sort of path that I know that I have to take to get there. But it's still the same. But the reality around actually achieving that goal, that's what's changed the most. So for you, what has been the biggest change for you? Leave me a comment below. Tell me how your outlook and your perception of your own future has changed. I'm really curious about the psychology behind that. I actually really enjoyed this week. This is a fun week. But please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Come back next week. Next week is going to be a Q&A. So leave your questions and all the stuff in this video, on the comments below in this video. Leave any question that you want me to answer, and I'll answer them next week. And that's going to be essentially the entire episode. And I'm going to put some on my Instagram and on my Twitter. So thank you again. I'm Danell Leyva. This has been episode 15, Halloween/birthday episode. I will see you next week. I'm out.